About 20 years ago, entrepreneurs believed that e-commerce wasn't necessary, even that it was crazy to think that someday people would buy online and stop going to the points of sale. But the year 2020 showed us that this changed. According to Janice Reynolds, electronic commerce is the transactional act where goods or services are exchanged for monetary values, but all this through the web. In other words, e-commerce is the purchase and sale of products through the internet, making payments without the need for cash. And how does this work? Well, it's simple. The seller publishes the entire catalog of products in the internet, whether it is a web page or in apps like Instagram and Facebook. He starts promoting it until he reaches the customer. And when the customer has selected his product, the transaction is made online and the product arrives at the place agreed. And this is why the question arises: how has e-commerce brought benefits to those small and medium entrepreneurs in Colombia in the food, fashion, and cosmetic sectors? This will be answered by knowing the degree of benefit that electronic commerce has provided to small and medium enterprises as a marketing tool in the food, fashion, and cosmetic sectors in Colombia, analyzing what are the advantages and disadvantages that entrepreneurs in the fashion, cosmetics, and food sectors have experienced through the use of this tool. We want to emphasize the importance of e-commerce because today we are experiencing a global situation caused by the COVID-19 pandemic that has paralyzed the economies of all the countries around the world, bringing consequences such as company closures, mass layoff, and accumulated debt. To demonstrate it, we have contacted Colombian businessmen and women, one from each sector that we have mentioned before, and we have asked them 3 questions that are the key to producing the desired results of this research. To entrepreneurs who use the social network Instagram as a channel to make their sales online, we ask the next 3 questions. Within 2 to 3 months of starting to sell on Instagram, how many followers did you have? How many followers do you have now? The companies that were contacted are Toro McCoy Restaurant, Mini Star Women's Clothing, and Freya Cosmetics, all them from the city of Bucaramanga. They have had exponential growth. The restaurant has been the one that has been the longest in this tool. It started using it in mid-March of 2017, and they started with about 600 followers. Today, they have more than 101,000 followers. We continue with the clothing store that started in November of 2018 with 1,000 followers, and now they have more than 102,000 followers. Lastly, the cosmetic store, they started in June of 2019, less than a year ago, with 0 followers, and today they have more than 19,100 followers on Instagram. The second question was, what advantages do you think e-commerce brings? What disadvantages do you think there are? For the advantage, Michael James, the founder of Mimi Store, said, "The first advantage is that your company is recognized locally, nationally, and internationally. The second is that the sales are multiplied 100%. And the third and last is that this tool allows to give a better shopping experience to the customer." For the disadvantages, Juliet Conrado, the owner and founder of Freya Cosmetics, said, The enormous disadvantage is the time to want to try the product, which are the foundations, concealer, and powders. It is very complicated because reaching the client's skin tone is quite complicated. The third question was, how useful has this tool been for you in this time of world economic crisis? The manager of Toro McCoy, who wanted to remain anonymous, said, "This crisis has allowed us to show the foundations on which our business was built. We realized that despite the situation, many customers continued to consume our products through the trade, and they have been supporting us. It also allowed us to see some areas for improvement and chart our course." To conclude with the collected data, we can analyze that e-commerce is definitely a tool that allows a great expansion of the company without having to move where it is. And now, with the pandemic, closed businesses, and people in quarantine, it is the only option that will allow companies to continue working, recovering, because those that do not use it are destined for failure or a very large debt. The electronic commerce is necessary. It's vital, and it's now.